Namaste. So, the moment people talk about yoga, they think of immediately processes, and in processes, the only thing people know is meditation. So, they ask how to meditate. But meditation is not the only process. Even in traditional yogas, bhakti yoga, there is no meditation but love. Love becomes meditation. So, first of all, it's not about processes but about attitudes. First, we should set right the attitude. So, fundamental attitude needed for this yoga is faith. Why faith? Because in anything, if you want to do, if you say that I am going to meet somebody tomorrow, you have faith that you will wake up tomorrow morning. If you take up a research, you have faith that it is worth your effort. So without faith, man doesn't move one step. So this question of sounds very strange, but how I want to be convinced. So I ask them that if somebody is doing a PhD in a subject, are you convinced it's worth it? Try using your mind. You will never can be never fully convinced. Yet there is something within us, fundamental faith that impels us in a certain direction. Go ahead and take that. So faith is something fundamental and intrinsic to our nature, and hold on to that, especially because we are moving in a direction about which we have no idea, and very few people have an idea. So if you go by that, how will one know? So faith is required in the master. That if Sri Aurobindo is telling us, sometime back somebody had said very beautifully that a person asked that I have faith in Sri Aurobindo, but with mother I don't know, I have some doubts. So this man said, that means you don't even have faith in Sri Aurobindo. So what do you mean? He said, because Sri Aurobindo has said that mother is the divine. So if you really have faith in him, you will, so faith in the master, faith in the guru is fundamental. If you don't have faith, why take up the journey of yoga? Find someone or wherever you have faith in. Nothing wrong with it. Because faith can come, of course, logically, that the kind of tapasya he has done, and the experiences people have with him, but still that fundamental faith is required. Faith in the guru, the master. And when he says this is your destiny, you have faith in that and you move. If you say, no, I first want to have experience before I have faith, then that is putting the cart before the horse. It is like saying, I want to be first supramentalized, then I will have faith. So it is a non-starter. Or you say, okay, let me mentally understand. Okay, mentally understanding is understandable, but that is not faith. Mental understanding is all right, but that is not faith. Faith is something deep inside. One may mentally understand and yet not start on the journey. After understanding everything, one may say, but I don't think I want to walk this path. But faith is something which one is from deep within the soul, and faith in the guru, the master, Sri Aurobindo and the mother, faith in the destiny. Faith that we will arrive regardless of our present state. So this faith is also important. That faith is not that I am unfit for yoga. After walking few steps you realize that I am getting too tired. No. Once you have entered the path, endure through the whole process. Where does faith come in with regard to our nature? You must know that I may not have known myself, but she has called, no? She knows whom she has called, why she has called. So while I may not understand whether I am fit or not after moving a few steps when things begin to emerge, but she who has called. So that's why Sri Aurobindo says, faith in the call and in the light. Be faithful to the call and the light. Have faith in the Guru. Have faith in your eventual spiritual destiny. And these ideas that I am unfit, oh, this path is not meant to me, are normally suggestions from these forces which want to distract us from the path. So to have this fundamental faith, one has to walk. The second fundamental quality required is endurance, because it's a long process. If we are thinking that suddenly after 2 months, let's compare notes, what experience you had and what I had, forget about this yoga. It's a lifetime's engagement, which in a way is joy. Why not? We are on a huge divine project, but an ultimate project. So we want the best things to be, realized and built with little effort. This is a typical tamasic tendency. I will put in effort for 1 year and give me that ultimate experience. It will take time. Walk steadily, practice rightly, then one will arrive. So this is the fundamental requirement to endure. Then the capacity to concentrate. If there is no concentration, there is no yoga. Concentration is a fundamental capacity. Start by concentrating in the work, whatever one is doing, with full attention. Then practice some concentration inwardly on a center. Mother has spoken about it, in the middle of the chest or in the head or above the head. Initially, it'll be difficult, but persist, persist, persist. So, perseverance is important. 100 times you are not able to do, persist again. Maybe 101st time you will cross a barrier. If 1,000 times one has failed, 1,001 times. So, persistence, perseverance. See those 12 qualities which the mother has described? All these attitudes are important. Then meditation, bhakti, and dedicated works offered to the divine will bring result. If these qualities are not there, then we may sit for meditation. After 5 years, we may say, well, I don't know, nothing much is happening, and one will walk away. If one says that I have bhakti for mother and Shri Aurobindo, but these qualities are not there, so first time one falls ill, one says, I don't know why mother is not working. She has discarded me. These are the things which will come up because faith is not there, endurance is not there. What if mother says, my child, precisely because I am working, your body is beginning to crack up and I am taking care of it, don't worry. Go through the journey, you see all this will be cleared. It actually happens, by the way. Nothing I am saying which is just, theoretical. In the beginning, when the Yoga Shakti works, when a force works, our different parts may react differently. So if we don't have faith as the fundamental thing, we'll not be able to proceed one step in the yoga. Similarly, when we take up work, I have come here to serve the mother. And you go join, then you have to suddenly, the work given to you is not according to so-called your Swadharma. No, what is the work I want to do? People sometimes write and they give a nice biodata. I am a teacher in, I am teaching PhD or something. I want to come to ashram, join the ashram and teach in the school. I said, till join the ashram is okay. Whether you will teach in the school is not, no, nobody knows. Even if it is your Swadharma, because the Gita closes there, Sarva Dharman Parityajya, Mamekam Sharnam Raja. This yoga goes beyond Swadharma. It is an entirely new dharma. So, if we come with these ideas and say, I want to serve the mother, after few days, few months, few years, you will say, no, nobody knows my value, my worth. I am meant for this and not for that. But if one has endurance, so all these things will come to test the sincerity. Fundamental quality required for yoga is sincerity. Sincerity means not to deceive oneself, not to deceive the divine. Not to say secretly to oneself, oh, I am good. I am a, yogi. I just right. Because why? Because people may think like that about you. People are like that. People will see you wearing white clothes and they may think you are a yogi. That is people's foolishness. Or you may say some nice words and people say, oh my God, he's quoting the mother. They don't even know whether you are quoting rightly or wrongly. Who has read? Oh, very nice. Or somebody may say, he has been here since childhood. Oh my God, he is great yogi. You have been here since childhood. You must be great yogi. What does it matter? Even your own child in yoga is never transmitted even by heredity, let alone staying at one place. So don't be carried away by all these things. So sincerity means not to deceive oneself. Sincerity also means subtly not to deceive the divine. Whatever we are, whatever be the impulses, urges, go and tell the Divine Mother, I have this and I do not want, I want in its place something more beautiful, something true, noble, worthy of being your child. Say it 10,000 times. You'll see, note this, slowly the change will come. Some things will change immediately, some will take a little longer, some obstinate difficulties will take time, but not to deceive. Then to put in one's effort to try to align. So sincerity also means that to lift each and every movement to the highest. People think by sincerity, I'll do this and not do this. That's not sincerity. I'll have food only in the dining room, I'll not go and eat outside. That's not sincerity. Sincerity is wherever I go, whether in dining room or there, I'll be conscious of the Divine Mother and know this is her prasad. Practicing that is far more difficult. Otherwise, one takes only, I'll have only dining room food and feel, see, I'm the guy who has conquered taste. Though inwardly you are taking the morsel and saying, hey, dining room khana, why don't they heat it up? When they heat it up is better. Arey, what is all this? Whatever you are eating, I'm not saying that go out and enjoy, have party. But whatever we are, Take it as a gift or a prasad. So it's a shift of attitude. That's sincerity. To lift every movement. It's much easier to say, no, I am not going to step out and I'll not meet this or that. It's quite another. That in all your interactions, you try to bring something refined, something more beautiful, something higher, and something divine. So when we live life like that, trying to uplift everything to its highest possibility, this highest will keep changing. Right now it may be this much. As you reach there, Divine Mother makes us do high jump. So first you have reached 3 feet, you feel, wow. See, I was sincere. So the next moment you will know you were not sincere. So next level will be 3.5, then 4. Keep on. She will raise the bar till you will ultimately know the trick. The trick is to say, Mother, carry me and cross me over. When, like a child, we learn to abandon, and that state comes when there is humility. So, this again, fundamental quality of yoga with which we can stop is humility. Yoga is very dangerous if humility is not there. Its opposite is vanity. I am something, I am someone, I have direct contact with the mother. It can take various forms. I don't need to go to samadhi, it can take weird forms. Oh, I am always in contact with the mother. All right, be in contact. What is there to speak about it? After some time, you live in that delusion, I am the supreme. I know a person, people lose their head, by the way. I actually know people who lose their head because vanity can take many forms. So be careful of vanity. One of the biggest dangers, and the only way of vanity, getting rid of it, is humility. What is humility? Not before others. Humility means to always know that whatever one may have achieved or realized is nothing compared to that infinity. Even if you have seen the divine everywhere, realized your psychic being, even if you are open to higher regions of light, be a child. A person who is truly advancing on the path becomes more and more humble. You see the tree, when it is burdened with fruits, it bends. And if there is lack of humility, know that he is very far from the path. Whatever be the claims. The more you draw nearer to the light, the more humble you become, because you realize, my God, He is infinite. Look at Mother's prayers and meditation. Beyond all conceptions, beyond everything. So this humility, sincerity, endurance, faith, these are the things to be cultivated. Concentration, perseverance, and most important, last but not the least, enthusiasm and gratitude. Enthusiasm. To be, if you fall, get up, say, I have to reach there. Be filled with the joy of the journey. What does it matter? And gratitude. Gratitude that the divine exists. Imagine creation. Gratitude that one has been called to the path. Gratitude that one is being taken on the journey. Look at billions of people on this planet who don't even know that there is a goal like that. How miserable that life of ignorance is. That they don't find it miserable is their problem. But if you look at it from this side, you understand, no? That's what compassion is, by the way. Pity is vital. Oh, I don't like it. I don't like suffering. So you can't see suffering in others. That is pity. Kindness is mental. You understand and you are kind. No, let's treat the person. This is sattvic bhav. Compassion is when you look from above, spiritual in nature. You understand the person's suffering even though the person may not know he is suffering. And you know the remedy because compassion is strong and wise. Kindness at the most will be good feeling, good words that you can give or some help. Pity, you are yourself sinking and you will do something, but because you don't want to see that. But compassion is divine, it is spiritual in nature. You see from above, you see the person. You know that a pig is enjoying that mire and he is thinking wearing a crown that he is king. But a pig is a pig even if he is wearing the crown. So you feel moved by that, and if you have the strength, you will help the person and the wisdom come out of that pighood and at least become a human being. So these are the necessary elements required in sadhana concentration. Renunciation, there is much talk about it. Renunciation is very important, but not the way we understand. It's not about anything outwardly renouncing, inwardly. And this inner renunciation is not only about outer things. Some people think, I will not use this, I will not use that, therefore I have renounced. That is attachment of another kind. Renunciation means if I am given a nice vessel to eat, yes, I eat it and enjoy it. If I am given a nice bed to sleep, fine, that's grace. If I have a mat on the floor, then I am not looking for a nice bed. This is renunciation. If I have money, wonderful. If I don't have money, fine. So renunciation, equanimity, they go together. So renunciation is about that. Renunciation, the mind's opinions and ideas, we may stick to certain thoughts, but a time may come we have to go beyond it. So we should have no attachment to a way of life, a form of thought. We may have been a political activist, but if yoga demands getting out of it, get out of it. Look at how Sri Aurobindo left it entirely and took to that journey. Renunciation, you are with your family and everything. But tomorrow, if it is the demand of yoga to be detached from that and take to the higher journey, because they are becoming an obstacle to your journey, by all means take it. This is renunciation. It is an inner detachment on not something outer. And this inner detachment, this inner renunciation is very, very important. Because if one cannot renounce, how will one go further? One is be tied through 100 strings. One can't say that I'll be tied to everybody and pull me up. Now imagine if the divine pulls you, everybody will get pulled up. And they will feel, my God, I don't want to go up. So they will try to hold you back because they know this is the guy. And then the divine will be caught in a fox pass. If I pull this guy up, I don't mind pulling them up. Divine doesn't mind taking the whole saparivar. But they are resisting. If I leave him, he is miserable. If I take him, they are miserable. And because they are miserable, he is miserable. So that's why it's not that divine doesn't want to take everybody. He is capable of taking. He is infinite. He can take not only family, everybody, if that is the case. But without calling prematurely, it would be a disaster. So each one is in different stage of journey. So quietly, inwardly, walk on the path, even if nobody walks with you. Ekla chalo. Even if everybody walks with you, remember, fundamentally you are alone on the path with the divine as your only guide. That should never be forgotten. If this fundamental is forgotten, then there is chaos. One little element is enough to topple you completely. And last but not the least is the very first thing, if it can happen, is devotion and surrender. Without which sadhana remains very unreliable. Why? Because then you are relying only on your own effort. Devotion is the shortest way because we automatically become that whom we love. That is the power of love, no? We begin to become. Even short while in human love it happens. When you love someone, you begin to, become like what the other person is. It's natural movement in love. You don't mind losing your identity because you love someone. So when you love the divine, automatically the change begins to come. Because you love him, you have surrendered to him, you obey the divine. You don't question, Sri Aurobindo says, Lord, but according to me, that is not surrender. Surrender means what Sri Aurobindo, the mother, say is true. I may not understand it today. So we have a right to pray, teach me what it means. And he will make us understand. So devotion and surrender complete the journey. Surrender in beginning, middle and the end. And devotion and faith has to be there till faith changes into living knowledge. And devotion, if it is there from the beginning, consider oneself extremely fortunate because ordinarily devotion is the crown. It comes toward the end of the path. Most people start either with work or with some kind of a intellectual understanding. Most people. The day devotion comes means you are very near. The divine is just right around you. That's why one begins to feel love. The invisible beloved has come near. Namaste.